Mm, mm, mm. But yes, ma'am, I absolutely like that idea. Okay, 1 second. And we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a very special edition of the People's Podcast this afternoon. We have a very talented guest, a very talented someone who I'm incredibly inspired by, and I look forward to hearing her poetry and her spoken word. First of all, assalamu alaikum, ma'am.
Walaikum salam.
We
Walaikum
have
salam.
Sister Tracey,
Thank you, Brother John.
reigning out of Baltimore, Maryland. For those of you all who don't know, she is a recurring guest and supporter, and just someone who is constantly helping me with positive energy and helping us with positive energy. So the first thing I want to know is, um, how long have you been in doing spoken word?
So spoken word and poetry are two different things.
Okay.
So I've been a closet writer all my life, really. Spoken word, I've actually done, I would say probably maybe like the last 12 years or so. It could be more.
Okay.
I'm not good on history and dates and all of that stuff. But yeah, I've been a closet writer all my life, and just too afraid to like let people in until I couldn't hold it in anymore.
Praise be to Allah. Okay, beautiful. Okay, well, let's hear the first one. We're excited.
Okay, so this first one is gonna be a mix of something that I've already written, and then I'm just gonna freestyle with the rest of it, just to give it a new feeling. Because as I've been listening to your podcast and listening to a lot of your guests growing up in the Nation of Islam, is something, a common thread that you all have. Um, and it just touches my spirit every single time. So I pray to Allah that it translates into this. And if it doesn't, you'll just have to bring me back again so I can redeem myself. Deal?
Yes, sir.
All right. So it's called She Bangs. She bangs, bang, 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 bangs, bang, 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 bangs, bang, 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 bang. She bang, 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 bangs, bang, 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 bang. She bang. And by she, I mean me. I bang. I bang my head up against the wall every time I worry instead of pray. They say if you're going to pray, then why worry? And if you worry, then why pray? But I swear to God, I find myself banging my head up every time because I find myself worrying even though I pray. But they say if you're going to pray, don't worry. And if you worry, don't pray. But I find myself worrying about my babies because I see them walking in the same roads that I've walked, trying to get hickeys on the same places that I've gotten. So I find myself being a lot more transparent these days. You see, these babies that grow up in the nation, they say that we do a lot of bit too much, and yet they say that we do too little. You see, we've sacrificed them, not because we chose to do that to them, but because we love you guys so much that we wanted to build a future for you. You see, that's the things that us sacrifices do. We don't want you to walk into the same direction that we did, getting the same hickeys that we did, getting the same corns that we did, using the same pair of shoes that we do. So we cleared the way for you. And yet y'all don't see that what we did was true. You see, we loved you guys enough to sacrifice, to spend the hours, to spend the time, to sacrifice everything, every single dime because we love you. Y'all say we do too much. We just want to keep you from going into places that we did. But in doing so, we realized that a lot of what we did was make you guys too weak to realize that it takes 10 toes to be standing down on something that you believe in. It takes faith, exercising, constantly exercising, lifting up your muscles, exercising for a thing and a mission that's bigger than your own. And sometimes we do it by sacrificing our own, but not because we don't love our own. It's because we do love our own. You see, we love our own so much so that we continue to do things like bang. We bang our heads up against the wall, hoping and praying that our children don't have to. because we don't want you to get the same hickeys that we did. We don't want you to get the same scars that we did. We don't want you walking with the same corns that we did. We don't want you doing any of the things that brought us any of the pain, that made most of us run to this thing that we call this nation. You see, we love this place so much, and we love you guys so much. So I bang. I bang my head up against the wall every time I worry instead of pray. Because they say if you're going to pray, then why worry? And if you worry, then why pray? So I pray to Allah that I can find this balance most days. Thank you, Brother Joshua.
Hey, beautiful, beautiful. Go ahead, Sister Tracey. And we bang, bang, bang. Come on now. Come on with it. Let's go. Let's go. All right. My sister Mimi says something like Brother Joseph says something like Brother Joseph, please check your inbox. Naima says peace, family. Mimi says love and sacrifice. Beautiful. Okay. What's Sister Tracey? What inspired that piece?
Because I am the product of like brokenness. And I was a mom at 16. And a lot of what I experienced, like we had a call for sisters the other day, and it asked us like, what keeps us in this way of life? And it's a gospel song. We grew up on gospel, and my grandmother used to play this gospel song. And the lyrics go, I just can't give up now. I've come too far from where I've started from. Nobody told me the road would be easy. I don't believe he's brought me this far to leave me. And being a teenage mom and growing up in Baltimore, like seeing my son was my first child. And seeing all the influences that are here and just wanting to protect him, because it's nothing abnormal to hear about somebody losing a child. And when he would just involve himself with his friends, and I would see his friends, I'm an active villager. So I have more than just my children. I'm worrying about everybody's children. And it just makes me like fearful. But I was so fearful to the point where my children, it was so ridiculous. And you just want to smack your children, because as parents in the nation, we fortified you guys with so much confidence and so much. You could do anything you can, that y'all really believe it. And sometimes we want to pimp slap that strength and what we've fortified you guys with. But my daughter would always say, "Mom, you worry too much. Like, you're the one who taught us that nothing happens without Allah's permission, right?" And she would just annoy the hell out of me with her truth. I'm like, shut up. Like, I don't want to hear that. Like, y'all need to do this. And I would just worry myself sick with like my son, and just hoping that he will just get it right. Hoping that he will manifest his awesome, because he's so awesome. But sometimes we choose the road of ease. That really is the most difficult road. We put so much pressure on you guys as parents. And when y'all say we do too much, like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that. But it's because we love y'all so much that it just hurts to even imagine something happening to y'all. Like in my mind, I figure I'll probably be picking up a cigarette habit if something happens to my children and I get wind of it. Like, I'll be in jail picking up a cigarette habit, and I'll be writing you guys like, can y'all send me comments?
Yes, sir.
Like, you're frozen. Was that me? Okay. Like, I would be in that therapy. So is it you freezing or is it me freezing, Josh?
That's you. But it's all good. We're right here with you. You back now?
I'm back now. Okay. I'm back at it like a crack addict. Okay. I'm back. Right. Okay. So
beautiful. Okay, yes, ma'am. Well, what's your next piece?
So this next piece is a piece that I leave on my voicemail. Because even as a grown-up and even as somebody who has done a lot, I still have a lot that I still need to do. And sometimes, the inner Satan tries to make you feel low. So I have a message that I leave on my voicemail that everyone gets annoyed at, because it's going to be there, and it's a poem. And you just going to have to listen to the voicemail or text it. So it's called Note to Self. See, I know sometimes it's hard to believe, but believe me, you are powerful. And it has nothing to do with your being perfect, but the fact that you've been created by perfection. You see, God made no mistakes when he made you. And your flaws are what makes you uniquely you. You're beautiful. In spite of your imperfections, just keep keeping God at the center and he'll make all the corrections. Trust me. Your burdens will soon become your blessings. And those trials that you're going through, God's going to bless you with some amazing lessons. You just have to be patient enough to listen. And that's it. Sometimes I need a reminder for myself.
Beautiful. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Okay, man, and I need that. I need to listen to that every day. I'm sure many of us do. And you
It's
said,
almost
how did you come up with that?
but that one,
Yes, ma'am.
that one is called Note to Self. Because it's easy to be your own greatest enemy, and it's so difficult to be your own greatest cheerleader. So sometimes we have to talk to ourselves. And so when I need to take a dose of my own medicine, I'll call my phone or I'll just recite that poem and I'll just remind myself, like, your perception changes your whole reality. Sister Tracey, settle on the best part. Like, Sister Tracey, what you gonna do? Sister Tracey, like, I have to check myself. I have to give myself the talk that I would give somebody else. You know.
Powerful. Yes, ma'am. Well, I'm honored, and we are honored that you would come give us some inspiration as well as some information today. I'm going to make sure. How can we support your your spoken word? Like, are you have a channel? Is it on Facebook? How can we listen? On YouTube? Where we go?
Okay, so this is 2020 year. And I've been working on a project, a spoken word project, that inshallah will be out this year. Um, like I said before, I've been a closet writer pretty much all my life. And like I use my car, I'm in my car right now, but my car is my sanctuary. So whenever I need to purge or get something out of my system, I tend to just drive and just be in my car. And I was having like a writer's block for a long time. And they normally say the block for the writer is the person. So the block for the writer is the writer. There is no such thing as writer's block. Get out of your own way, and then your block will be torn down, right? So I
Mm,
would get in my car and I would just put my phone on record and just whatever came to me, I would just be in the car, just talking and freestyling and just getting it out of my system. And before I knew it, I had like so many pieces that were just on my phone,
mm,
and
mm,
um, many of them are pieces that'll never be on anybody's CD because they're just too personal.
mm, mm.
And then other ones are personal because they're purging pieces, but they're personal enough for me to not care what anybody say, or if they listen to it or whatever, because it's common. Like one of my sisters, she says we all go through the same things just at different times. And another one of my poet friends, she says that transparency makes one strong. And then I've added on to that, and that one strong person makes other people strong. So I can't keep hiding. So inshallah, this year I will have a spoken word project out. Inshallah. And my frozen.
Okay, great. And we're definitely going to
Am
support
I
that and
frozen
support
again,
you.
Josh?
Yes, ma'am. You're
Praise
frozen
be to
again. It's okay, but we can hear you, but your screen's just frozen. My sister Mimi says
okay.
she loves y'all. Brother Joseph says facts. Mimi says she loves that gospel song. Snap, snap. Brother Joseph saying deep, snap, snap. Mimi,
Praise be
Naima,
to
my sister
the
Naima
Lord.
said, go ahead, Queen. Mimi said love and sacrifice. Basically, a whole bunch of black girl magic. You know how y'all do all that kind of good stuff. Well,
We have to do that. We have to water each other because we are nothing but divine reflections of one another. So if all I see is negativity in you, it's only because I recognize it in myself.
mm, mm, mm.
But if I tap into the goodness in you, then all it's going to do is tap into the goodness within me. And it's a reminder and a reflection. So reflection,
Yes,
we
ma'am. Yes,
reflect
ma'am.
and boomerang that goodness right back to one another. So
Praise.
can I just ask one question, Josh?
What's up? What's up, Sister Tracy?
I'm not gonna ask you to spit a poem, but I'm gonna ask if anybody has any poetry. Brother Joshua is so humble. He's trying to create content for his show. So if you are a poet and you don't have to just come off the dome, you can read your pieces. Um, if you are a poet, a spoken word artist, if you are a thespian and you have your favorite monologue, if you are an MC, if you are a closet writer like I am, if you have some art and talent and you want to be on his Friday segment, please hit him up. If you know somebody that would be awesome for this segment, please hit them up. Hopefully they won't have a frozen screen like me. here, but it's too loud inside where the Wi-Fi is perfect. They're just too loud, talking about sports and Trump and all manner of foolishness. But if you know somebody that could benefit from this podcast, please do it, because everything we need, we have inside of our nation. And if we can find the safety and the security and the fun within our nation because it's there will be no need for the youth growing up to have to come on a people's podcast to talk about my parents were doing too much. So when I have my children, what I'm not going to do is X, Y, and Z because my parents did too much. But I'm going to let you know all the things that you think your parents did too much of. Trust me, when you have your children, you're going to take it to the next level. So all the things you think you're not going to do, you're going to do them 10 times more. Ask me how I know, Josh. Ask me how I know.
How do you know, Sister Tracey?
I'm becoming my grandmother. I really am. I just had my own, recipe of my grandmother. But my grandmother is oozing out of me, like all over the place. I look up and I'm like, oh, that's what mama would have done. Oh, that's how mama would have said. Oh, mama did that. Oh, mama, we become our parents and our grandparents and those who we are around.
Beautiful. Well, I will hope you tell Sister Mimi that, because when I tell her that, she's like, Josh, it ain't just like that. Because I feel like I'm a lot like my mother's father. And Mimi's like, you don't have to be, but I'm like, well, I think I just, me and my grandfather, we just one and the same. I think we the same person, same energy, same everything.
Everything. Yeah, we become one another. You watch and see. So you want to take the good. So if something about your grandfather wasn't so good, you want to filter that part out, right? So you want to settle on the best part and just soak up the good parts, the part that don't serve you no good. Yeah, you can get rid of that and still honor your grandfather by manifesting the good. So maybe Mimi is telling you you're doing a little bit too much. You think your parents was doing a little bit too much. No. Big sisters always know, even when they're the younger sisters. They're the bossy.
Mimi says she's going to rap next week, Sister Tracey. Okay.
I'm going to leave you to it, Mimi, and I'm going to tune in too.
Yeah. If y'all didn't know, Mimi used to be in high school. They used to call, like, I think MC Me or something like that. Lil Mimi, something like that.
Yeah, please get her on.
Lil Mimi, come on and spit some of the bars you used to do at homecoming and stuff. Lil Mimi was, she's definitely. I remember every talent show, Lil Mimi was on the mic for sure, killing it.
So bring Lil Mimi on, because Lil Mimi had behind ABC I Love Me. She's gonna have to come and do a reading or something. Come on, Lil Mimi.
Lil Mimi gotta come on out of retirement, get on the mic, just go ahead and spit it. Yeah.
Yes, Naima gonna have to come on, show us her point lessons and stuff, do some pirouettes. Yeah, the whole family gonna have to come on. Y'all gonna have to shine y'all light.
Absolutely. And so, Tracey, thank you very much. We're gonna keep promoting it, and any people with talent, please come on the People's Podcast. Once I put this on YouTube, if you have any recommendations, let us know. And thank you again, Sister Tracey.
One thing, Brother Joshua.
What's that?
If you would like to make a donation to continue with Brother Joshua's podcast, you know y'all have Cash App. Cash App, that $, The People's Podcast. It doesn't have any fancy spelling, no creative writing. Simple, The People's Podcast. $, The People's Podcast. No amount too small or too great.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much. And Sister Tracey, please go back and hold Sister Mimi to the comments and help me come up with a flyer for Lil Mimi with the microphone. I'm trying to find some of her talent show pictures.
Go get some throwback pics.
I'm gonna get some. Lil Mimi. I wish she'd come out like Lil Mimi on the right with the Lil Mimi. I was like Mimi, every day, rabbity rapping my ears off. So yeah, come on back out of retirement, Mimi.
Lil Mimi, you're gonna have to be her hype man, Josh. You're gonna be her hype man, Josh.
I absolutely am. Lil Mimi, Lil Memers.
I love it. Thank you for this opportunity, Brother Joshua.
Ma'am.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am. And may Allah bless you and your family. And thank everybody for watching.
You and your family as well. Have a great day.
Yes, ma'am. You too.
Wa alaikum salam.